up ahead the stream. Yeah. How are you doing, guys? How was your day? Oh, we have the first comment on Twitch, actually. Geometrics. Nice nickname. Life is stream is live. Yeah, Geometrics, you're lucky, or am I lucky that you commented the first time today? Geometrics. Thanks for following me on Twitch. Ben, Hawk, hi. My opinion, hi, Ben. Ben, hi again. Hi again, Ben. We both are, yay. Again, one more attack on Kiev. Oh my god. There is one more attack on freaking Kiev. One more attack. Every night.
Тигля! О! Ёп!
Yeah, sadly. Hi, Betsy. Greenels. Hi. Something with my mouth, with my throat. What's up with Iran? We're gonna go through the news with you today, little by little. For now, the breaking one that Russia again launched a strike on Kiev, on the Ukrainian capital. Guten Abend, guten Abend. I hope you're right. Yeah, Marvino, welcome to Twitch. Hope you're doing great. Putin is butthurt and his tankers were stolen. Yeah. By the way, my video performs pretty much well. And the one I just uploaded an hour ago or something. Just a moment. I muted the mic just for you not to hear me. but something wrong with my voice. Something wrong with the voice. Yeah, finally. Oh no, it's going down. The video is going down. It's not performing. It's underperforming again. Oh my god. What can I do? Just continue to film. I'm so freaking annoyed. You also speak German? No. Ich spreche keine Deutsch. Hi Denys, I'm watching from Brazil. Brazil! Nice. Sound is good, Denys. Yeah. Italy. Oh, Italia. Nice. People in the 70s are ruining the world. Crazy people in their 70s. Maybe 80s already. Yeah, Putin in 70s. Donald Trump soon will be in 80s. Yeah, I got to see it before the stream. What, Evelyn? What? The great since one day. Yeah, any mano, thank you for watching me. Take a drink. I forgot to get some drink. That's problem. Belgium here. Awesome. Yeah, we have multiple of the videos. Again, Russian attack. This one I showed you probably. Some sound. And some of the explosions, unfortunately. Again in Kiev, like everyday explosions. And I just cannot imagine living there, honestly, guys. It's blurred just not to check the location. And once again, the second day consecutive. Maybe it's the same drone, but just again and again, you know. And they hit especially residential buildings, residential apartments. Sweden and Finland, nice. Greetings. We're also watching you with my wife from Ukraine. She's from Odessa. Oh, Odessa is a nice place. I wonder why Trump is such Putin's fan. Would be interesting why. He just respects the force. He thinks that those super nuclear countries, let's say, like Russia, China, they're respectful. The rest of the countries, they're vassals of USA, let's say. Yeah, they're weak. So he has respect to the force. That's my explanation. But he still thinks that USA is the top. So Putin is his fella, but lower fella than he. Actually, in de facto, yeah, lower. But for Putin, he's the boss. For Trump, he's the boss. And we have those narcissism clash now. It's all about the tankers. That's my explanation of why is it happening. Because Putin humiliated Donny for a while, and now Donny humiliates Putin. It seems like. By video. Thank you for watching. Bavaria, nice. How is your day? Yeah, fine. Something wrong with my voice. Everything was perfect before the stream. Very, very strange. Very strange. Well, I just speak too much. Maybe I harm my voice sometimes. Because today I recorded a couple of the videos. One in the car. And the other one is here in the studio. It seems like Donald Trump gave the press conference today. Yeah. Just want to show. Probably we have the update from Austin Defender. Speaking earlier to reporters in the White House, President Donald Trump. Oh, I forgot to switch on. Just a moment. I freaking forgot to switch on dual streaming on devices as well. Yeah, now we have dual stream on devices too. That's great. Not too many people today, by the way. 98 persons. Maybe it's Friday and people are busy with their families, Friday. They're coming home from their jobs in USA, yeah? Soon will be. And they spend the time with the families or going for partying somewhere. We're sick since the 24th of December. Something is wrong around. I had a lot of people coughing in the train. People coughing, I see. But it's not my case. I think just some problem with quartz. Okay, speaking earlier today to reporters, at the White House, President Donald Trump once again threatened to intervene in the ongoing demonstrations in Iran if the government begins the mass killing of protesters. Iran is big trouble. It looks to me that people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We are watching the situation very carefully. We've made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts. Maybe some sort of the operations on people involved in repressing those protesters, yeah? That's coming from the guy that hates protesters. Yeah, that's right. Hey, Hulk. Yeah, I need some sort of the candy, maybe. Jeez. The entire local government municipality building in the northern Iranian city of Karachi is currently a gulfet. engulfed in flames as anti-government protesters appear to be on the verge of overflowing in Iran. That's the city, and that's the building. The government building, it's on fire. Looks like the protests they're really strong. They're really, really strong. Massive crowds of anti-government protesters tonight in northern Iranian city Mashhad, likely tens of thousands from the city with a population of roughly 3.4 million. Yeah, lots of the people. Thousands of them on protests. I don't think that, like, tiny little minority still supports, that stuff. And I saw today the images with the bodies. Unfortunately, it's like that. Sadly. I think I also follow some of the channels. The Iranian anti-regime protesters have practically taken over Iran's second largest city, Mashhad. The regime security forces have retreated to just few government buildings and don't move from there. Really? That's nice. And I'm very happy that it's happening from within the society, from within Iranian people, that it's their protest, it's not someone's special military operation. Just residual tea has been left. Maybe it will help me. So for this, hi. Theocracy on fire, so ironic, yeah. Sadly, I were right about 2026 so far. A bigger what? Dominion, yeah. Friday is the busy day for most of the people with the families, yeah. That's why I don't expect to have lots of the viewers today. Maybe on weekend, like tomorrow, we're gonna see. For me, every day is the day. I don't have any sort of the differences between Monday and Sunday. On Sunday, just some of the shops are closed. That's bad. No, it's interesting remark from Trump. I hope I will hear something here.
They were trying to be there. I mean, we had a Russia, I guess, sort of I call it a semi-Russian ship yesterday that we...
A semi-Russian ship. half Russian ship. Semi-Russian ship. That's interesting. Here's a remark about the ship.
Took over, and Russia decided not to defend that ship against us. It's a big movement. They were trying to be there.
You see, we took over and Russia has decided not to defend the ship against us. And he's happy. He showed his force to Putin that I respect Putin, but I showed my advantage over Putin, and Putin cannot do anything with this. That's ego battle, narcissism battle. Something like that. Get the monarchy back in Iran. I'm not sure if the monarchy is okay thing. I would support the republic more. Monarchy, maybe just in UK, it's still like monarchy, but it's democracy. So the actual rule of the king for me, it's like, with this Louis XVI in France, who was cancelled later on. It could be too much, this monarchy. Take warm tea with honey, Denys. Yeah, it seems like I just drank the tea, but I don't know what happened. I want to explain the situation in Iran. Go ahead. Good luck with that. United States consumerism in the United States' biggest economy. European Union biggest economy. What? Yeah, I agree with you, Black Terminal. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That's an interesting remark from Donald Trump, actually. Very interesting. About semi-Russian ship, he said, semi-Russian ship. Trump, if you look just outside Greenland right now, there are Russian destroyers, Chinese destroyers, and Russian submarines all over the place. We are not going to let Russia or China occupy Greenland, because that's exactly what they would do if we didn't act. So we are going to do something with Greenland, either the nice way or the more difficult way. Jeez. I'm not talking about buying Greenland, though I might talk about that later. I'm not talking about buying Greenland, though I might talk about that later. But right now we're going to do something with Greenland, whenever they like it or not. Jeez. Because if we don't, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we are not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. The fact that they landed about their... it's about those Denmark people, yeah? Vikings or whatsoever. Not the Vikings, but Denmark, yeah? Denmark people from Denmark. The fact that they landed a boat there 500 years ago doesn't mean they own the land. Shit. It's the international recognized territory of Kingdom of Denmark. It's not about the boat. Jeez. Maybe, Columbus landed in America, and it doesn't mean that America is America. What? I would like to make a deal the easy way. If we don't do it the easy way, we are going to do it the hard way. Jesus Christ. Sounds like true MAGA person, indeed. He is the leader of the cult. What else you expect? This is crazy talk. 3 times in this message he stated we either do it the good way, nice way, or the more difficult way. We are going to do something about it. We are not going to have Russia, and we do it easy way or the hard way. Jeez. Yeah, something will happen to Greenland. It's already 100%. Something will happen there. Either good way or because too much talks about Greenland. Too much. So maybe some sort of the negotiation. After all, I don't know. To save the face of the European allies. Like it's not us retreating, it's something different. But Europe will not protect Greenland. It's obvious. I heard United Kingdom wants to ban Twitter, known as X platform, something like that. China says similar about Taiwan, and Trump says about Greenland. Absolutely, yeah. Yagzi, absolutely. It's the world of force. They are applying force elsewhere, left and right. Russia, China, USA. USA is more or less like not a dictatorship, it looks like. Yeah? Yeah? Or not? Democracy, yeah? So-called. The rest are... and luckily USA is still better. Like bigger economy, bigger army. And that's good. What happened to J.D. Vance, though? Is he arrested? Why? Who would arrest J.D.? J.D., come on. Who would arrest poor J.D.? Why are you saying that? Mario. No, he gave the interview. He disappeared for a moment, but for a while, but now not. What is the Z Telegram and national TV propagandist reaction on recent bullying from Trump, tankers, Venezuela? The usual one. The usual. You look like the Ukrainian YouTuber Denys. Where are you from? I'm from Ukraine originally, and welcome to Twitch. Yeah, Twitch. I always misspell Twitter and Twitch. Then, hi. Constitutional Republic. Yeah. Time for Americans to wake up and smell the coffee. Trump is on the road to ruin all of them. That's the comment I just quoted. Blue crust. I'm not sure, but maybe. Trump, I'm not talking about buying Greenland. Yeah, again, the same quote. Greenland. I need Greenland. Jake Bro says, during the Cold War, the United States military had 15,000 soldiers stationed in Greenland. That presence has been reduced by 99% to just 150 soldiers today. Denmark has given the United States exclusive and full military access to Greenland, but the United States does not use it. This has nothing to do with security. I think so. It has to do with minerals. That's what Jake says. Like now there is the base during the Second World War or Cold War. Cold War. There were multiple of the bases. But here is also the map of the known natural resources. Trump and his tech bro oligarchs want to steal Greenland's natural resources for themselves. This is the only reason. Well, partially the reason that Trump also says about geopolitical things is to show that he is the mighty boss is also the reason, yeah? That I'm collector of the lands like Putin, you know? So that's the other story. No good intention Trump has about Greenland. Absolutely. In the Cold War, they had 17 bases. Bro says 15. Hello, Andre Durarte. Greetings to Portugal. Trump claims agreement is a security issue. Europeans should step up and defend America by stationing troops there. I don't think that Europeans will do. Will do that. Yeah, by the way, yesterday the embassy of Qatar was hit. And they wrote this one. The state of Qatar expresses deep regret over the damage of its embassy building in Ukraine as a result of the shelling in the capital city of Kyiv. The state Qatar expresses deep regret, yeah. In this context, Ministry of Foreign Affairs emphasized the need of the protect embassies. Maybe they need to do something. Change the attention or attitude to Russia. Yeah, I shared this one on my Telegram. Some cars. This Tehran. Protesters, highways fully blocked by protesters. Clashes between protesters and Iranian regime forces are ongoing for several hours already. Maybe I should record one more video about Iran tomorrow. As Iran's protests continue tonight, let's not forget that Iran's regime has already killed hundreds and it will continue to kill as long as it remains in power. Yeah. Sadly, it's like that. Sadly. Trump issued an EU saying that they would never be hit. Trump said that they will potentially use the military force in Iran. More military activity. Drama alert. We have this channel on Twitch. Drama alert. Oh, this situation with this jury. More military activity. What do you think is going to happen soon? Where is the military activity? Any comments? Just memes? Greenland. I wonder if the United States will use some of the British bases or European bases to attack European country. Or try to get the territory of the European country. That would be interesting. USA doesn't need sea lift over the Arctic with a plane like C-15. C5, sorry. C5 is the plane that is used to transport large cargo somewhere in some of the bases. Bomb Copenhagen from Gatelichen. What is that? Wish America would take my country so I become American citizen. Yeah, maybe they need to conquer Ukraine. Jeez. Trump issued an EO saying they would never be. What? Red Storm Rising by Tom Clancy, the Larry Bond, Iceland and occupy the Soviet Union and makes a lot of more difficult for NATO to transport across Atlantics. Yeah, of course, nobody wants Greenland to be a Russian or Chinese one, but if Trump just wants to occupy just like that, that's the violation of the international law. It's quite okay for dictators, as for me, but not okay for allies against allies, right? I know I follow double standards, but what else can I say? If dictators can do it, then democracies should also. I think Europe should still defend itself. But whether it's going to defend itself, no one knows. It's going to be like this battle. I just got it this in the recommendation. What is this? What is this animal? Some sort of the deer? I will switch off the music. Like even a small one can challenge the big one. In some of the zoo, Rhino doesn't know what to do because the small one is attacking very hard. It's not an AI, it's the real image. And the rhino is very young also. That's hilarious. Yeah, rhinos are so unique, you know. Like, what is happening? Why this thing is running at me? Counterattack. So maybe it's the same as with big and small country. After all, it's all about the guts, the balls to withstand sovereignty, and that is how it's happening with Ukraine, right? Oh, we have a wind blowing. Today's the weather is really terrible.
Disgraceful. It's disgusting. And it's not to be tolerated. X has got to get a grip of this. And Ofcom have at full support to take action in relation to this. This is wrong. It's unlawful. We're not going to tolerate it. I've asked for all options to be on the table. It's disgusting. And X need to get their act together, and we will take action on this because it's simply not tolerable.
He says about Twitter, the X platform. Maybe they're gonna ban it. Like in UK, there are lots of the censorship. Actually, lots of the censorship, and they really jail people for some of the comments. It's like in Russia, honestly. So it shouldn't be done like that. Absolutely, there should be the freedom of speech. But in a way, I support some, like, not banning this platform, Twitter, completely, but regulating it. Yeah, somehow applying regulations. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, has said free speech on X is disgusting. Well, it's not the free speech. There are lots of the bots. So you need to regulate your platform to get rid of those, of shitty propaganda. And after it, there will be no questions. And disgraceful and must be tolerated on Elon Musk platform. He will take action. Guys, why are so? What the group of people have donated so much? Come on. Have you any of Ozzy Abrams tanks been used in combat over the last months? I have seen. You haven't seen reports? We're gonna look through reports. I have the video evidence, Nando. It's kind of the interesting operation. Swain, hi. Discuss the link I sent you earlier, Denys. In the comments or on Telegram you sent me. We love you, Denys. $. Thank you. Thank you guys for your kind support. Lots of the donations today, yeah, and they all posted one after another. It's like coincidence. Do we live in a matrix or what? Just a moment. First, I want to. This Abrams operation. In December, there was the operation with Australian Abrams. I'm trying to find out where is it. I know what brigade did it. 425th. So here it is brigade. And I tried to check out January the 1st. No. Scalar Regiment held position. Surrounding Покровск.
Першим влучниці зрозуміли, що летять.
No, it's not that one. Покровsk, Russian occupiers dying by FPV. Scalar used Abrams tank. Yeah, this one, finally. That's the tank, Australian one.
В полку «Скеля» був створений танковий підрозділ, який на сьогоднішній день має...
So in Scalar regiment, we have the tank unit created, Abrams tanks, which were delivered from Australia. They were shown here, and they went on the operation. Yeah, some of the drone protection. Where is this operation? Yeah, they went with 4 of the vehicles. It is similar to the Russian convoy, but not exactly. Like, at first, not that many vehicles, and secondary, our intelligence services obtained the information that Russians will not be waiting for them. There was another small operation to deflect the attention of the Russian forces, and they went with several of the vehicles. In front, there was Ukrainian T-64 tank with the mining plaque, after it Abrams tank, and behind 2 of the BMPs. So they went to Pokrovsk near the gas station and landed the infantry with BMPs. Tanks were working on Russian positions, and one tank and I guess one BMP left. Yeah, one BMP and one tank left, but Abrams stayed there because I think it was disabled. The movement was disabled, and Abrams tank was hit, like it was destroyed later on by Russian. Like it was staying, I guess here, yeah, was staying and firing. It was disabled. Maybe caterpillars or tracks, yeah, called, or something like that. So later on, it was finished, but the crew survived. Crew left the scene, so that's the good thing about Abrams tanks, that they're very robust. So in this operation, Ukraine lost this vehicle, but the outcome, as they say, it's good. Like our guys managed to take some of the positions to open the bottleneck for our guys to left from Mirnograd, and I believe it happened like that because it was published on December 23rd, and it was the first day then Ukraine started the withdrawal from Mirnograd like massively. And they did it without losses. So this operation was definitely good one. But tank was lost. Yeah. Fantastic to see it's been worked. Yeah. On gaming server, you would get kicked and banned too. What? The web on the free space is insulting people, break the law, so they can same penalty like if they would do in the street. Maybe. Denys, what are your thoughts on Syrskyi? There is now some scandal in 225th Assault Brigade. Really? The 125th Assault Regiment transfers soldiers from 108th Brigade under armed guard without warning. Command and the Ombudsman explain what went wrong. Command addresses transfer of the soldiers between 225th and 108th. Reports emerged in military communications channels on January 5th, detailing the unannounced transfer of approximately 40 soldiers from 108th Territorial Defense to 225th Assault Regiment. People were let out for their houses, told to load into vehicles. Some tried to escape at the checkpoint but were surrounded and told they would be going to hold the 225th line of defense. Video from incident shows. Really? We have a footage or what?
5 січня в мережі з'явилось відео, на якому військовослужбовці 108-ї окремої бригади територіальної оборони повідомляють, що їх під зброєю везуть у невідомому напрямку.
Yeah, some scandal. Nando, anytime. Thanks for your support. Blab. Dmitry Nuclear. Thanks. And greetings to Switzerland. I didn't know about this scandal. Thanks for telling me. So on 5th of January, they were moved to another assault brigade. They say that they are not assault forces and they didn't go through attack operation training. 2 of the soldiers are on medical leave. 2 more are partially able to conduct military service. That created resonance on 7th of January. Some people, and it looks like the families or what. I need to study this thing more, from what I understood. Official sources characterized the incident as the training conducted in coordination with 225th Assault Regiment, attributing the disorder to failed inter-unit communication. The two formations operate in the same sector. Yeah, it's Gulai Pole. I know where they operate. 108th actually retreated from Gulai Pole under pressure, and 225th backed them up, and maybe they wanted to get the people from 108th. I don't know. 225th executing assault operations while 108th Brigade elements secure and consolidate captured ground. But they were left alone in Gulai Pole, and probably you've seen the footage where then the Russians captured the command center in Gulai Pole. That was the command center of this brigade of territorial defense. Their forces are not that capable. But now they're sending the soldiers from 108th to 225th. But the soldiers say that they didn't conduct proper training for assault operations. 108th Brigade Press Service issued the statement addressing the situation. Certain servicemen have been involved in additional training course according to military unit commander orders. All brigade units are positioned according to the combat orders and are performing assigned like blah blah blah. Nothing. A portion of the transfer personnel have since returned to their primary assignments with the 108th Brigade. Such training is being conducted. So yeah, basically they didn't want to go to assault brigade. They want to stay in territorial defense because it's way less risky than to go on assault operations. Nobody kidnapped them, nobody threatened. Yeah, like commander of 225th say that nobody kidnapped. But I think they tried to get them out for their unit. I think like it was shown, it was told by the soldiers. Now they say, oh no, no one is doing it. Yeah, sometimes it's harsh there in Ukraine. Like also people are getting taken from the streets, forced mobilization, and this is not good. It also shows that Ukraine is in lack of the army men. That's it. That's what. How can I else comment? Punishment for the stupid retreat without destroy all the computers and maps before Hilaf. I know some of the details. They were caught off guard and they didn't have the time, and they lost one of their commanders there. So it was a hard fight. They just were fighting for their lives, and in our comfy rooms, comfy chair, it's we are not the guys who would judge. Yeah, it was definitely, they were caught off guard. They didn't have this experience. Ukraine required lots of the new reinforcements to protect Gulai Pole, but they left it just for territorial defense, and definitely not enough forces, not enough capable forces, and they did what they did. Yeah, I do not say anything bad for them because they are the warriors of Ukraine. Yes, with less training compared to like monsters, First Azov Corps or the Third Assault Army Corps. Yeah, those are beasts. But what do you expect from the guys, elderly people who got mobilized in their 50s from the streets, not willing really to fight? Those are the territorial defense. So they were caught off guard there, and sadly they were fighting for their lives. That's what they did. I know some of the details about how about the storming of their position. They spotted Russians on the street, then it was too late. Denys, how has your health been? I know winters had mentally. No, it's fine. Like winter is way better for me than the summer one so far. I can understand why the room with all the maps and computers looks absolutely intact. If you check out that image, you'll see the signs of the heavy fight. The dust is everywhere because they were shelled by the drones, artillery, and everything. And one of the shells hit one of the rooms, and they just retreated. One of the commanders was severely wounded, and later on he lost his life. It was the only proper decision to save the lives. They were caught again off guard. Shit happens. Shit happens. I remember my instructor. Yeah, comparison, but anyways, it's the comparison. You know, this legality. Then it's up to your life, you run. My instructor of my PPL license, once he was flying a flight on Ukrainian-made K-10 airplane, and it was brand new made. It was flying like for 2 years, a new model. And the flaw in the design was that the fuel pipe was very close to exhaust somehow. Yeah, they projected it, designed like that. So once that, because of the significant heat, that pipeline collapsed and the fuel started to leak directly on exhaust and it caught the fire. It was during the takeoff. My instructor was with a girl by the time. Yeah, she was a student pilot. And there was the fire. And he understood that they're on fire because he saw like the fire goes down because of the leak. Yeah, the engine was leaking in the engine compartment. Everything was leaking and burning. There was the flame behind the airplane. And after takeoff, he did the, I call it 80-20 maneuver. So you turn left or right 80 degrees and then with something like 20, 25, 30 degrees of bank. Not too much after takeoff, just not to stall the airplane. And he turned back and landed. And immediately after landing, they exited the airplane and it burned down completely. So everything was safe, everything was all right, but aircraft burned down. It's just a small 2-seater airplane, you know, like even smaller than Cessna, even smaller than Cessna 152, something like, I don't know what to compare it with, like Aeropract, maybe also Ukrainian made. Well, anyways, the aircraft burned down, and then prosecutors were trying to accuse him of not performing the memory items, because in case of the engine fire and in case of the evacuation, he should turn off the engine, switch off the fuel tank, main pump, close the valve. So those actions, yeah. So it's the same as with this storming of the positions in Gulay-Pole. According to regulations, you need to burn this map, remove all of the hard drives, do this, do that, but Russians are firing at you, artillery, drones, and everything. The same with my, like, you are on fire, like everything is on fire already, like outside, you need to run. But prosecutor, oh, you didn't switch this thing, you know, why? It's the same. And what Russians signed from those computers? Like, come on, there is nothing secret. The territorial defense, there is nothing really super secret information they had, so it doesn't matter. It's easy to read the book, but to be in a crazy situation in real life, it's completely different story. Yeah, mobster. At a certain level of strategic planning, those required to coordinate entire fronts and presence in the most lives or all those people resources must be calculated. What? Trump has said that Venezuela agreed that the United States can start refining and sell up to 50 million barrels of oil. Yeah, they will have the deal with Maduro's regime. So Trump doesn't care who he wants, who he gets the deal with devil, with angel, doesn't matter for him personally. So he might do everything just to obtain profit. That's the main thing. Profit. That's what he really wants. Have you seen the video of that lady that was killed? We have the body cam. That's crazy. Oh, remark of the President Putin, about the President Putin from Donny. Let's listen. Can we listen? Yes, we can.
Sir, go ahead,
President,
please.
but on the-
Hold it.
Two
Next to
questions
you.
for you.
Yes,
Let's go
glasses. The gentleman with the glasses.
All right, thank you, Mr. President.
With those very big glasses, actually.
Yeah, Ferrari, actually. Mr. President, I have two questions. What do you want the European Union to do in Ukraine? The European leaders seem pretty divided on Ukraine. And then, if you can reiterate this straight message that you have to the Iranian leader, to Khomeini, the message that you have.
You're talking about Iran.
Iran, yeah.
What
the
do I
first one
want
is on
Iran
Europe.
to do?
I'm sorry?
Where are you from?
Italy.
Oh, nice place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. The first question
So
is
what
on
are you
Europe.
asking about Iran for?
Well, if you can answer about Europe and what you think the Europeans should do on Ukraine, and then a message.
Well, look, Europe
the-
has been doing so much for Ukraine, but it hasn't been enough. And obviously, that I would say that
Thank you.
President Putin
Good
is not
work.
afraid of Europe. He's afraid of the United States of America.
Thank you, Anonymous. I need to stop to thank you. Thank you so much. $13, 37 cents. Thank you for the channel support, for your generosity.
Not afraid of Europe. He's afraid of the United States of America.
Here, once
Well,
again.
look, Europe has been doing so much for Ukraine, but it hasn't been enough. And obviously, that I would say that President Putin is not afraid of Europe. He's afraid of the United States of America.
President Putin is not afraid of Europe. He is afraid of the United States of America. Well, I cannot go to the head of the Putin to really confirm or disapprove that message, but what is 100% that Putin disrespects Europe. Then Donald Trump came to power. Putin said that they will do whatever United States will tell them to do. They're like puppets of Donald Trump, of America. That's it. So that's what is 100%. But whether he afraid, I think he afraid after all, because France has nukes, UK has nukes, and they have way bigger economy than Russia. And if it is a non-nuclear war, conventional one, and the war of attrition like it is happening in Ukraine, potentially Russia will lose it, of course. Of course, Russia will lose it. It cannot even deal with Ukraine for such a long period of time. But about United States, it's 100% correct. Russia afraid of United States, and that's why they will not capture American tankers. But America may capture, United States may capture Russian tankers. That's correct. And it's not just about Donald Trump. It's about America in general.
America is led by me. There's no fear of Europe. You know, Europe's fallen behind, and Europe. And JD said it very strongly. I don't know. It's he took a lot of heat, but I didn't give him any heat. Europe is a different place. Europe is changing. Europe has got to get its act together. I love Europe. I guess I came from Europe essentially. I have my roots are in Europe, but Europe is a different place. They have to get their act together. Now they have a great NATO leader, and they've gone up to 5% from 2% GDP.
That's the bullshit. Who got up from to 5%? Poland, maybe, for this year? Poland, maybe only. Even the United States is not... Well, the next year, as Donald Trump announced 1.5 trillion, they're gonna reach 5% of GDP, seems like. Have you seen body cam video? Yeah, I have seen Evelyn.
It's a big step. But they have to be very careful with their immigration policy, and they have to be very, because, you know, I will just say, to be nice, that there are certain places in Europe that are very important that are no longer recognizable. I'm being very nice. I'm being very diplomatic when I say that. They are not recognizable. And they have to be careful on energy, because they're putting windmills all over the place and losing a fortune. They're destroying their country. They're just destroying the beautiful landscapes, the beautiful everything. They're doing. And by the way, in case you people don't know, I'm not much of a windmill person. I can proudly say, Doug, that we have not approved one windmill since I've been in office, and we're going to keep it that way. My goal is to not let any windmill be built. They're losers. They lose money. They destroy your land.
Well, actually, I'm surprised that, for example, in the country I now live, in Switzerland, they don't have lots of the windmills. In Austria, everything with the windmills. And here, no, absolutely. Like few of them, really few. They wanted to build not far away from the air club where I fly. Well, the last year I haven't flown there. Just paid for my fee as a member. So they're not that far away from the airfield. They tried to build some of the windmills, like the row of them. And there were some of the local politicians who support this idea, but the main party, it doesn't support it. So they will not build it. Yeah, of course. And I would not like to have windmills here, and as well as our guys from the air club, for the reason that it would restrict the flights on gliders there, because they're very tall, they're very huge, and they wanted to build them very close to the airfield. So it would not make possible to fly from that one. That's the only reason I didn't support that, of course. Well, my reasoning is nothing, because I'm not Swiss, but they say, oh, we don't need those windmills because of the air club, but not because of Trump tweeted as they kill millions of birds or something. So potentially it's good, like windmills, I think, in general. But then they put them not in the proper places. That's bad, of course. War against windmills, yeah. And also he says that they kill whales. How stupid he is. I don't know, we don't have this scale of stupidity. I could imagine being against windmills. Yeah, I was against. I don't have the vote here, but if I was Swiss, I would be against, simply because of the airfield. They wanted to build it very close, so the flights wouldn't be possible at all. That's the only reason for me personally, yeah. Have a look at Denmark, lots of the windmills. Maybe that's why he wants to invade Greenland. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's why he wants to invade Greenland. Trying to find some more news. Yeah, have you seen this video? I will not play it on a stream, I'm sorry. But that's the lady that was filmed. She was smiling. She said, I have nothing against you, something like that. And after ICE agent shot her, he called her bitch or stupid bitch or something like that. So it shows and she turned her veil. It was visible from the body camera that she was trying to really escape, turn away. And that guy was moving, so maybe she didn't see him, maybe she was panicking already, I don't know. But there was no intention from her to run over ICE agent. She was quite polite. So all of this narrative of MAGA, JD Vance and bullshit, Noam and all of those fuckers, it is ruined by this video. Poor lady, yeah. The biggest thing you worry about, hadn't seen it. Yeah, you can Google on Twitter or whatever. Trump, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not.
Talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. Okay? I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way. And by the way, I'm a fan of Denmark too. I have to tell you, and they've been very nice to me. I'm a big fan, but the fact that they had a boat land there 500 years ago doesn't mean that they own the land. I'm sure we had lots of boats go there also, but we
need Greenland, my precious Greenland. Yeah, you can use the same excuse for everything. Like, if some Chinese company starts some operations in Latin America, he could say, oh, China is occupying Latin America. We have to start the war. Or he may proclaim any any point on the planet as interest of the United States, and the same excuse could be used elsewhere. So Greenland could be just a start, but something will happen in Greenland, it seems like. Yeah. Too many talks about it. It's the second shooting that ICE agent has been involved in 6 months. Nothing happened to him in the list. Yeah. It seems like in Portland there was the shooting too. People were wounded. Disrespect to idiot he is. Yeah. Yeah, Echo, I agree with you 100%. Did you check your Arctic capabilities against the United States? Do you think that the huge advantage you has a change to protect? Leforte, I don't think that European Union countries will go into direct confrontation. They still think that they need the United States as an ally. If they go into the military confrontation, they're gonna lose everything, like all of the possible cooperation with the United States. Like, there will be enemies, and they will not protect 50 with something thousand people to lose this cooperation with the US. Unfortunately, that's my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe Denmark will definitely defend their territory, everything, but I don't think so. We'll see, because it might get there very soon. I hope it will not. But I don't think that European countries will start to fight with the United States. It would be the proper thing to do, to resist against the possible intervention, of course, but they will not do it. It's my opinion again. It's my look at those European politicians. Even now, they do not use harsh rhetorics. It's not coming from the leaders of the countries. Like, they're concerned, blah, blah, blah. They're saying, oh, United Nations, NATO, blah, blah, but it doesn't work any longer. United Nations. Then you say United Nations, you say that you're an idiot. Probably it's like that. Works like that. Because it's the useless organization. What the hell is this? Probably I should Well, let's assume this is blurred. What the hell is this? Like, what the real hell? This is the Russian vehicle armor. Why did they build this balcony here with this? Why did they need to extend it that much? Is it accommodation for the Russian infantry? Is it accommodation for baggage or what? Trunk, pickup, tank, truck, tank? Valezo, welcome to Twitch. Thank you so much for following. What the hell is this? This thing is maybe 8 meters long with that. How many feet? I don't know. 25 feet, something like that. Uh, 3-4 meters rear compartment added in the back of the tank. For what reason? Disable Giga Turtle tank from where it happened. In Kupiansk direction. In Kupiansk it was disabled. Jeez. Tomorrow I'm gonna say about it, of course, in update video in the evening. What is the purpose? Baggage compartment, that's the only thing from what I see. This is shit. This is real shit. Yeah, Russians, if they put Starlink on the horses, it's and now they put extra compartment for the tanks. Landing position. I don't know. What hi Valesa. What do you think it is? Like, do you have any ideas? Gonna move to Australia. A trailer of supplies just towed by the tank. Like, maybe meat transport truck and grill. Evelyn, yeah. Dennis, did you see some United States Special Forces were transferred to UK already? A possible start of Greenland special operations. No, they were transferred, I think, before. No? To capture the tanker. Not far away from Iceland. Oh, by the way, they will say about Iceland something. It's not that far away from Greenland. We have GPS donkeys before GTA. Those are not just the only GPS donkeys. Those are GPS-Wi-Fi donkeys or /Wi-Fi. Because actually they may broadcast the internet connection. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Trump just said that the United States will take over Greenland. That's bad. That's what I don't like about that dude. He is unhinged, like totally released. For Maduro, it's okay, yeah. The special operation, they didn't go with their fully military forces, so maybe it was planned very well, yeah, by Rubio, because Rubio is this brain of MAGA, of White House, let's say, administration. He is the smartest person out there. But Trump, he doesn't have the brain, he has the ambitions. And his ambitions are far beyond Maduro, and he doesn't care. He sees someone weak, okay, we want this. Who is here? Denmark. Fuck them. We're gonna occupy this land. It belongs to us, that's it. The same as with Russian oil. Yeah. Who is this tanker? Is it legal? Oh, it's the Shadow Fleet, Shadow Oil. Fuck them. Russian flag. Who cares? Let's take this one. Well, for Russia, I'm quite okay. Russians like Putin is, what? Our tanker. What should we do? Donny is unhinged towards dictators, towards France. Like, doesn't care. It's mine. My oil. My resources, my Greenland. That's how he now behaves. or this Russian propagandist. Hope we can see it. I'll put myself here just for a moment. For those, it was on 17th of February 2022, before the war. For those who have bought into the fiction of a noble Ukrainian resistance, you don't understand modern war. The Ukrainian military will be annihilated in a short order. Any Ukrainian militia dumb enough to try to pull a trigger will not live to see another day. This is reality. This post aged well. Yeah. Why am I closing it? Come on. Put the wrong button. There is no way another division will do that. Greenland is not Iraq. Greenland will not, I think, defend itself. It will not be Iraq. And sadly, yeah. Dennis, do you say the deer jumping up? Yeah, I saw. You say the deer jumping to the head knock on FPV drone? Why Ukrainian deers are so crazy? I don't know. Hilafano. I don't know. You saw that, yeah? I published it in my yesterday's update, and yeah, it was hilarious. And we also watched it on yesterday's stream. It was crazy. The deer was like this basketball player. Oh shit, 1 hour ago we have the update from this biased channel with Sogora 24. Islamic regime snipers have opened fire on Iranian Iranian protesters in Tehran tonight. And the video shows man in a white shirt. It's graphic. It says. I don't know if I can show you. Oh, sorry, it's loud. Nothing is understandable from the video. I just don't want to show that scene. Oh my god. The Russian soldier and the Ukrainian waiting FPV drone. Yeah, sometimes Ukraine lands the drone somewhere, and not to waste the battery, it stays there. And this Russian soldier discovered the drone. Oh, the drone. Yay. Oh, how could it be so stupid? Like, how could it be more stupid? Like, da-da-dum-dum-dum. What happened to the panties? What kind of the panties he wears? Underwear? Parent panties? Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. It seems like there was his dugout, yeah? The trench or something. And he heard that something landed. Oh, what has landed? It says boom. Oh, jeez. What a fucking idiot. Indeed. He was like drunk or something, was he? Dun, 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 dun. Magyar Birds unit. They have the best videos out there from the drones, I guess. Darwin Award, yeah, indeed. Oh, we have the Preston Stewart quoting Gherkin. Another red line has been crossed, to which we unfortunately can't respond at all. It's about oil tankers. They're not afraid of us at all now, and they'll be less and less afraid each time. This, in fact, is very bad, because time is passing, opportunities are disappearing, and the war, which hasn't been won, remains unresolved. Igor Strelkov on the seizure of the Russian tanker. He is very pessimistic all the time, but now he has the reason to be that pessimistic, as well as many of the Russian Z bloggers, Z influencers. Yeah. That's the place where Russia launched the Kapustin Yar.
Владимир Путин, молодец!
Oh shit, it's loud. So that's the place of the Russian launching spot, Kapustin Yar, where they test all of their nuclear delivering systems like Oreshnik, some nuclear, this not torpedo, but cruise missile. I forgot the name. And that's the place. Mighty power. Kapustin Yar. Yeah. It seems like all the roads went for military purpose. Windows as well. Jeez. This looks like some, yeah. Is it Europe? Of course not. Marco just gave me a note. Go back to Chevron. They want to discuss something. I'm going back. What? This is so delusional. He received the note from Marco about saying something, yeah? That was a confidential note.
All right, thank you. You'll make it back one way or the other. You're all going to do very well. I think really very well. Marco just gave me a note.
Oh my God. I want to see Marco's face here. Marco just gave me a note. Really?
All right, thank you. You'll make it back one way or the other. You're all going to do very well. I think really very well.
Marco just gave me a note. It's the confidential one.
Marco just gave me a note. Go back to Chevron. They want to discuss something. Go ahead.
Marco, like... Go back to Marco, like, what is he doing? He took my paper and he wants to read it out loud.
They want to discuss
Oh my God, this is so hilarious.
something. Go ahead. I'm going back to Chevron, Mark. Thank you, Marco.
Oh, this is hilarious. This is so hilarious. Jesus Christ. This guy has no brain. Mark is laughing.
Was there a question, Mr. President?
Yes, go ahead, Marco. What are you saying here?
Mark, if you
increase,
can update us on operations in the ground and with the appropriate approvals, what you might be able to achieve in the next 12 to 18 months, give us a little view from the ground.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about all of this administration, the only good thing, that Marco is not the worst person. He is still bad because he is within this team, but he is not the worst person from this entire team. He is not Stephen Miller or J.D. Vance, yeah? And he has this influence on Donny. So Donny trusts him, and Marco does more or less okay compared to others from his team. That's the good thing. That's at least, yeah. Yeah, it was hilarious with this note. Yeah. They're all of the chops in precision. Yeah. He's the least worst. Yeah. He's the least worst. I was surprised to find you here. Nice. Yeah, Chris. Thanks for finding me here on Twitch. You're very welcome to follow me. Not subscribing. I'm not asking for that. Just follow. Follow my page on Twitch. chat. That's the fight. Some of the polls for the road rage, just in the middle of the road.
好可爱呀！这在干嘛？两个土拨鼠打架呢。土拨鼠打架呢
This is China.
笑死我了。他们说在会遇上的路上会上土拨鼠打架，他们真的遇到了两个。
They decided to fight in the middle of the road. Come
土拨鼠
on.
打架。哎呦，笑死我了！哎呦呦呦！
Maybe we're all those primals, yeah? Like animals. They have this in their mechanism to fight for females mostly. Mostly males are fighting against each other, yeah? That's why we have this testosterone aggression as apes, because humans are definitely apes. Like we are from the same part. And we have this feeling we need to conquer external world, we need to fight for resources. Just upscaling with the help of technologies, but our brain is partially still out there. Christopher, thanks for following me. So yeah, maybe it's all about women. It's all about women. Yeah, and men who fight for women, conquering each other. Just in a larger scale, yeah? Donny, it's all about those primal instincts to get the power. Trump is the ape, yes. Yes. No, sorry, apes. The worse he's playing along rather than standing up for himself. I think he cannot stand for himself in this team. He understands that, Rubio, he understands that he will be pushed out completely. At least he has some of the influence, and I would say large influence. I wonder what we have on Telegram now. What do we have? Zelensky says Trump should make free trade deal. And somehow the information today appeared about the possible $800 billion investment from the United States alone to Ukraine. What is that? It's hard to tell. Why? What? How? So far, I don't have details about this possible deal. New update from Tehran we have. Yeah, lots of the people on the streets. Lots of the people on the streets. They don't have internet, by the way. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to reduce the sound. So lots of the people, lots of them, yeah, on the streets. No internet, nothing. They just gather around, and the internet is just like that. It's flatlined. Yep, it's like that. Explosions in the Petrovsk region, Russian UAVs. Too bad. Too bad. Kryvyi Rih under drone attack. Some drones were spotted in Kiev, as I told you at the very beginning. Again, every night. Fuck. They have thousands of Starlink. Yeah, the images we obtain is mostly from the Starlink. Mostly from the Starlink. I don't understand why Trump increased tariffs, but then bought lots of the beef from overseas. Moreover, they want to fund now farmers. I wonder what it could be if the driver, that lady that was shot, if she was black. That may, I think that could spark more outrage from black community, right? Could it be the second George Floyd case? Yeah. No. What do you think? Could it be more massive in this case? Well, we don't know because what happened is happened, right? Republicans would be even happier for sure, yeah. MAGA, I think, not Republicans in general, but MAGA. We need Congress to take back control or pursue like they're supposed to control and rebuke Trump to set limitations and follow through protecting our constitutional rights. Well, yeah, the Congress is out of the power so far, but in midterm elections, as Trump said, they're gonna impeach me. So, but impeachment should also be confirmed by Congress. By Senate. And in Senate, it will not pass. Denys, do you think that perfect world Crimea would prefer to be an independent country? Of course not. It should be Ukrainian, as it is a recognized territory of Ukraine, and it's my homeland, Ukraine. So Crimea belongs to Ukraine. No any independence. Just Ukraine. Zelensky, how close was to kaput during... Are you dreaming of another Floyd? Fires and business burning states from this... What? What happened to George Floyd was horrific, was terrible. It was a murder, broad daylight. If you disagree, go and F yourself. I used to support Trump. I would have rather than someone smarter. There was no one else. Trump has been horrible this time around. I don't support him anymore. I see. Before I was like quite neutral to Donald Trump. I wasn't really into American politics before. Then Ukraine wasn't that dependent on America. So, yeah. I didn't care really. Trump, no Trump, no Trump. But now he influences everything, entire world, security and even Greenland. So I don't like him. Before I just didn't give a fuck about him. Now I don't like him. Crimea could never be independent from Ukraine because they would be dependent on them on protection. Big show. Yeah, Crimea is the piece of land in Black Sea quite profitable from any sort of the perspective, strategic, even military, yeah. And Turkey is out there, Russia is out there, so of course Crimea should belong to Ukraine. Independently alone, it cannot sustain itself. Not many natural resources, nothing. It's a small portion of the land. Then Donald Trump says Crimea is the size of Texas, surrounded by ocean from 4 of the sides. It's bullshit. Denys Ambassador, thanks for following. I wrote it for many because he all time said he will end the war in Ukraine one day. Yeah, you're cool too, Chinese ambassador. Ukraine is size of Texas. Yeah, he said like that. Donny said like that. But no. But would Kamala be better than Trump? Yes, she would for sure be better than Trump, much better. Yeah, it's 100%. We'll have forecast for the future, yeah, at least. And I think it would be more stable. But what happened is happened. Yeah, they voted. Majority of people voted for Trump. As he says, a landslide victory, which it is not, but he won and we have it. I thought, what he has on his shirt, and he has this. Jeez, what the fuck is that? What happened with this mouth? Ugly fuck. At this moment, United States Air Force C-17 Globemaster military transport aircraft is flying from Germany towards the Middle East. This movement likely indicates United States preparations for the potential launch of the large-scale strike against Iran. Come on. Accordingly, the United States has begun transporting munitions and other military equipment to its regional bases using heavy transport aircraft. I don't know. I don't think so. We'll see what might happen in Iran. Some people say that Israel plus United States, they will start some of the operation there. Yeah, we'll see. I honestly don't think so. I think Steve Div published some of the new video today. I got it in my Rex. He said something about Taiwan, I guess. But now I haven't watched it. Maybe I'm gonna watch it with you. Dominion, thank you for following. Stay awesome. Yes, Sivdiv is the guy who fought in Ukraine before. I don't know if he fights right now. Thank you for gifts, Valenzo. Valezo, thank you for the gifts, membership gifts. Awesome, thanks so much. Now we have those warnings. Thank you. Thank you, Valenzo. Sif puts out good stuff. Yeah. Taiwan is not like Ukraine, I think. Yeah, of course, it's totally different war. It's landing operation. 4 of Star started tankers was going to the Middle East too. Oh, significant sign of something. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe, Tervis, thank you for thanking our sub guy. Tervis, thank you. Thank you. I think Kamala would be a better at something, but she would not allow deep strikes into Russia, or attack on Shadow Fleet, or something like Spiderweb. Maybe, Laforte, yeah. Thank you for answering anytime. Thank you for support. Thank you. Let's watch this one, right? One more question. Denys, do you think the collapse of Iran would hurt Russia, or near term or long term, or both? Yeah, of course, it's the ally of Russia. They provided Russia with all of the technologies, drone technologies. So yeah, they have cooperation, and it's good that this dictator ring shrinks, Bashar Assad, now Maduro, so it's getting tight around Putin. I think it's good. Overall, it's good that dictators collapse, of course. And for Putin, it will also influence his things.
How is Taiwan going to be different than Ukraine? Well, the same mistakes that I made coming from Iraq and Syria going to Ukraine, that's what I fear for Taiwan. Every war is specific to its terrain, to its people, to the weaponry it has. So here's a couple considerations. All right, let's go, boys. Right off the bat, we keep hearing from sources that the Chinese military is going to have to invade in the springtime. Now, I haven't been to Taiwan in every season, but I did go there a couple months ago, during fall, winter time. And here is the Taiwan Strait. Here's where they're possibly going to be invading in about 2 years. It is very violent. No wonder it has to be during springtime. No landing craft is going to make it through those swells. I'm not a surfer, but I feel like I know a thing or two just looking at it. Basements that we have all over Ukraine in every household, they are very rare in Taiwan. Taiwan is an island. There's a very high water level. And because that basements are very normal. And add on to this, Taiwan being an Asian country, there's a lot of apartment buildings. There aren't many villages with standalone houses. Of course they exist, but in the cities that are going to be fought over, not so much. So much like at the very beginning of the war in Ukraine, where they were using the subway systems to hide civilians and troop movement, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be parking garages, subway systems, tunnels. But China knows where every single one of those are. They've already pre-designated them. They've watched the military drills that Taiwan has been doing for the last couple of years. They know what to strike. So in urban combat over Taipei City, which is definitely going to be one of the first targets of the war, it's going to resemble something more like Kobani, which I went to. Here's the footage. Or Raqqa. It's not going to be so much hiding in the basements like Ukraine is doing right now. So for a prolonged war where China is unable to seize Taipei immediately, most of the resupplies, both reinforcements as well as heavy weaponry, will have to come from the mountains. Not only because of the distance away from the front line, but also the danger of having too much weaponry built up and known and previously and actively surveyed beforehand. So Taiwan has the upper hand that Ukraine wished it did have, which are a lot of parking garages, which we're going to get into, as well as the mountains, which Ukraine doesn't have, except for the Carpathians way out west. So Taiwan will be different, as in they're going to have to.
Yeah, it's the island, first of all. It requires lots of the boats and aviation to land, potentially heavy losses, and it's not very close to China, to mainland China. And yeah, the terrain is difficult. Those are the mountains, urban environment as well.
Utilize local terrain and concealment rather than purely dispersive in nature as Ukraine does. Taiwan has to be able to keep trickling in troops to the city without being locked down there too long. They're going to use it as refuge for rest and refit. And it's all going to be done in the tunnels that are made in the mountains as well as the valleys, which only the mountains provide. But there's not many individual basements to hide in for individual drone teams and mortar squads. So I would guess if they're able to make a foothold on the island, they're able to land their troops, they're going to have to entrench themselves in various locations inside the suburbs or dispersed among tons of small fighting positions on the beach or around it, either made with their own hands or formed there by the artillery that landed. And the next is that Taiwan is going to be defending entry points, not lines. Of course, there's lines in any war, but they have to defend strategic bridges. They have to defend strategic waterways and ports. Ukraine is a front line of 1,000+ kilometers. Taiwan could be similar, but if the troops are able to land on the beach, Taiwan's infantry is going to have to defend the ports, beaches, causeways, ramps, tunnels, and bridges. And if you miss just one of them, the enemy is going to pour in. But there's a lot of room for ambushes and such. I just think it's going to be really difficult for China if they're going to be leaning on a lot of their armor assets to go and take these cities. It's going to be really difficult to get them there. If you look at Taipei, it's segmented by this river that goes in between. It's a big river too. So China's going to have to come from all different directions in order to quickly and effectively take each section of Taipei. The next that's going to be very different is it's going to be vertically dominant. High rises, parking garages, stairwells, rooftops, elevators. Nowadays in Ukraine, infantry fights laterally. And if you're in an apartment complex fighting, you're probably gonna get smoked by a glide bomb. And that will certainly happen in Taiwan, but there's a lot of verticality inside Taipei. And it's just inevitable. That's gonna be a part of the combat. No matter what you say, it's very difficult to demolish these high rises. Look at Taipei 101. I've been inside there. The ground floor is a mall. There's so many underground malls. And because of that, there's gonna be a lot of subterranean movement or combat inside of Taipei. It's not gonna be like the subterranean I'm used to in Iraq. It's gonna be large hallways that swing around. There's tons of different avenues you can go, and if this happens, it's gonna be
similar to the SWAT operations, in those underground tunnels and so on. Yeah, and it's very risky, and lots of the opportunities for Taiwan to put multiple of the traps there. Yep. Ambushes.
To truly see subterranean warfare on a massive scale. No matter how prepared China is or Taiwan is, it's going to be absolute chaos in the opening days of the war. The beginning parts of war has so many questions that have to be answered by blood. I've been in the opening days in Ukraine. It's so disorganized and chaotic, and Russia's been planning this for years. Ukraine has been ready for this invasion for 8+ years. And look what happened.
Ukraine wasn't really ready that
They're already
much.
going to have their targets ready. They already know where the pre-designated spots are that they have to go and strike and attack and take over for both sides. War is confusing. Fog of war is going to be insane. And it's just going to come down to having yellow armbands again. Guaranteed. So for Ukraine, at the beginning of the war, infrastructure was hit. Cell towers were destroyed, but it mostly degraded over time. Russia wasn't able to get air superiority in the beginning days of the war. They were struck down pretty quick. Now, China has a much better air force, I would assume, and believe it or not, much better electronic warfare systems.
Yeah.
So we have to assume, right at the beginning of the war, GPS and radios are gonna fail. You're gonna be jammed out. These RF drones are gonna have a very hard time at the beginning stage of the war to go and operate. And we have bits and pieces of this in Ukraine. Take for instance Kupiansk, Toretsk, inside of Bakhmut, but there isn't gonna be long trench systems that have to be taken over by a big armored push. It's gonna be movement over 30 to 100 meters across streets, docks, or plazas under observation. It's going to be urban, and if it isn't urban, it's going to be very dense canopy in the mountain. Very close combat for the infantry. The next, which is in Taiwan's favor, is that pre-registered fires are going to matter more than reactive fire. So Taiwan's small. We already know what China wants. They want Taipei. They want to take over the government. So instead of like Ukraine, where a guy like me flying a Mavic is helping the mortar teams around find individual targets, it's going to be pre-designated targets. As long as one drone is up there and they see movement going to that building, you call it up to the artillery system that's already pointing at it, and you tell them, fire. It's not going to be as reactive as we see Ukraine today. And it has to be that way. The radios are jammed. The GPS is jammed. Targeting updates are going to be slow or impossible. You're just going to fire on what you see on the map. And we see this in Ukraine as well, unfortunately, but civilians will never fully disappear. There's going to be people that stay there because they lived there their whole life, and I get it. The front lines aren't going to empty out cleanly. Infantry that are going to be operating inside the cities are going to have to deal with the civilian presence there. And it's going to complicate matters. And the next is a two-parter, which is that resupply is going to be very, very difficult. Supply routes and alternate routes are going to be struck on day one. So that means that your battery-operated drones and goggles, you're not going to be able to charge them unless you planned ahead. So because of that, I think that infantrymen are going to survive on discipline and rehearsed SOPs and initiative more so than the tech that they have in their basement. They're going to have to fight as guerrillas in a lot of ways. The next one, a pretty big downer for anybody involved. Other than the mountains that you can withdraw to and you can hide in briefly, you're either gonna have to fight them out of here or you're gonna have to surrender. There is no other choice. You're probably not gonna get evacuated off the island unless there's some humanitarian corridor. It's gonna be bitter, and if that person's alive, you're dead. So you're gonna have to reverse those roles. And going on with that, and also the last one I wanna mention, is that the goal of Taiwan isn't going to be holding all the ground, but a lot like Russia to Ukraine, China has the numbers advantage. They're not afraid of this attrition war. Taiwan is going to have to buy time and get them off the island as soon as possible. The war is not going to end though. No matter if the Chinese infantry succeed or not, the presence of drones will not go away. Once the war starts, your air is gone. So civilian preparedness, the preparedness of the military as well, to survive for many, many years under these circumstances is going to be vital.
I disagree here. Honestly, then he says like that, like war of attrition, survival for many, many years. I disagree with that. I think that China will have very short period of time to conduct the only one landing operation. They're going to put all of the efforts in. If it is not successful right away, they will not have capabilities to continue. That's it. It will be go, no go. That's why they're postponing it. That's why they're playing it so much, playing those military drills and so on. Go, no go. I don't think that they will have like time to land the forces again. No, it's not possible. I think it's going to be one big landing operation. Did they? Yes, no. That's it. That's my opinion. But maybe he knows more. After all, he's a military guy. I don't understand how they probably, like, maybe they're going to take the part of the island and continue to land the forces there, but they will be always under fire because Taiwan has allies as well. They will ambush those boats in a way. Also, Thailand. So I think it's going to be one big landing operation. That's my opinion. One big landing. It's not going to be the war of attrition. It's going to be big, short, probably war. Depends on Taiwan. Yeah, because it's a very long supply and long and impossible supply shoulder, yeah? If we check out Taiwan map. Grundo, thank you for following me. Welcome to the Twitch. Welcome to the Twitch. How can we be popular on Twitch? Today I saw the video like that in the recommendations. Where is Taiwan? Here. They're more than 100 kilometers away from China. Like, it's not possible to do it. Really? Subscribe, Brunefly. Thank you so much for subscribing with Prime. Thank you. Kick is way better? Maybe. Uncle and they only produce 30% of the food. They need a total blockade for enough to collapse. I think blockade isn't possible because of the allies in the region. If they start the military, like this shoulder is big, it's impossible to constantly supply. Even if they create the bridgehead, they will be under constant attacks. Taiwan really needs to invest a lot in the drone boats. Ukraine experience showed that it is very, very effective. Very, very effective. By the way, where is Taipei? Taipei is in the northern part here, the main city, and indeed there is the river creates extra obstacles. That's good. The airport, though, is very close to the edge. It seems like United States, they want to give $11 billion for defense. Yeah, that's good. Also good sign. The only people that can actually help with the United States Navy, nobody else will risk getting their naval asserts near the Chinese coast. We'll see. It's all about semiconductors, I guess. So they will defend Taiwan, I think. It's my, again, personal assumption. I could be wrong. China. In Tehran, anti-regime protesters built barricades completely blocking the traffic on a major highway. Anti-regime protesters are making it clear who they want to let transition democracy in Iran. They are holding up pictures of the crown prince. Okay. Will it lead to the collapse of Iranian regime? I hope so. If Taiwan has something like the Ghost Shark, it will make a nightmare for Plan Navy. Yeah. Yeah. Anti-regime protests, yeah. ASEAN will help Taiwan, I also think so. I was really surprised that Combat Veteran News, yeah, you know, this channel, it was previously Combat Veteran Reacts. I'm really surprised that he streamed on the main channel Arc Raiders. Like, I created a separate channel especially for the trash content, but he streams like Arc Raiders. I sometimes also play Arc Raiders, but he does it on the main one. Interesting. I didn't know he does it on the main one. Heh. Cool. Even here, I don't stream the games. I forgot the last time I streamed it, because usually, like, people, if you check out analytics, they usually watch my regular updates and what I blah 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 on the streams, just chatting, yeah, so-called. And we have a stable audience. If I start playing Arc Raiders or something else, it will drop down, because for people it's not gonna be interesting. So maybe, like, if I really want to play the game, I'm gonna start the stream from the game, yeah. For people maybe join or not join, it's but if I'm just chatting with you, it's just chatting, nothing else. The United States is closely tracking the situation inside Iran and appears to be preparing for the possibly a large-scale military strikes. Visionary reports. The channel. I wouldn't say that they're all sins, but they just analyze the United States, how they send the forces, yeah? United States Air Force KC-135 stratotankers tankers, aerial refueling aircraft, has been observed flying from Ai Udeid Air Base through the Persian Gulf and Iraqi airspace on undisclosed mission. And undisclosed. This movement suggests that the United States Air Forces are intensifying operations activity, like conducting drills and rehearsals linked to the potential strike scenarios against Iran. Interesting. We have the remarks about Oreshnik strike, because yet I don't have the information about what was hit. So as it is reported by Reuters, Oreshnik hits state-owned enterprise workshop. What does it mean? State-owned enterprise workshop. The impact on several submunitions caused minor punctures of concrete structures in a workshop and created craters in the forest area. The missile was carrying inert dummy warheads. Oreshnik fell near the border with Poland. Ukraine warned Poland about the possible Russian strike before. Polish army prepared air defense systems but did not use them. The country also tracked the trajectory of the hypersonic target. Okay. Again, pizza index is rising. Low traffic. Now we have low traffic. Instead of high traffic, we have low traffic. This Pentagon pizza index, it doesn't work sometimes. Your channels rock keep the entertained while I'm not doing what? Burn. Things are moving so fast, it's hard to keep up this day. Lots of the news. Wait, if Areshnik enter Poland. What happened? I don't know. They went as far as to checking people's social media and detaining people who spoke positive about Maduro's capture. What? Iran is going to busy, I guess. Yeah, it appears to be the situation there. The constant threat of another kidnapping countries should their future be. Yeah, I mean, Ayatollah Khamenei he's concerned. I'm sure about it. After Maduro's thing, after everything, he is damn concerned. Some buildings on fire in Tehran. I don't understand why some people, they like so much opposing capturing of Maduro, because I think even Democrats, the great part of them, they support this move. Like, yes, it was organized by Donald Trump's administration, but still it's a good thing. Yeah. But if Donny starts to attack Greenland, it's not a good thing, absolutely. What do you think about Greenland? Will it spark soon or not? What could it be? Or maybe they will negotiate with Denmark. Somehow. I don't think so, but Donald Trump is handsome and a rosy man. Super Hussein. Okay. The mullahs transfer most of the job Russia, Moscow, yes. How Trump switches from wanting to work with Russia or Ukraine depending on who can manipulate him better, I see. Negotiate. All the things are things that make me not want to support Trump anymore. Greenland, you say, wants it for rare minerals, not security against Russia. Yeah. Ken, thank you and welcome to Twitch. Greenland delegation asked to see Trump soon and without Denmark. What? Yeah, if you listen to Trump, it will be soon. Yeah, Edwin, you're correct. Yeah. If we believe to what Donald Trump is saying. Sadly. I'm concerned about Greenland, really. Really concerned. I talked with a couple of Venezuela and they had to clean up their social media after they had celebrated or commented about the situation. Many arrested and shot have been fired in Capt. Oh, I see. Those shots, I think it was the drone attack, no? Some sort of maybe drone attack. Trump shows he can't negotiate, provided by his tariff war. Yeah, war with China, yeah, which United States, we are not saying that it's winning it. Yeah, Molotov cocktail was thrown at the government building in Shatsanhan. Okay. Now the building is on fire. Iranian protesters have captured and set on fire police station in Zahedi Boulevard, Haq Sefid area of the Eastern Tehran. Police station on fire. Interesting. Right, guys. I guess it's been 2 hours. The activity on the stream, I am surprised it's good for today as for the Friday. Want to show you? Yeah. We have again today the peak of, wow, it's better than yesterday. 255. Awesome. We nailed it. And every day I want to start the stream earlier, but I film like 2 videos a day and I simply don't have time for editing. I don't have time for everything. And I wish I would have more time in 24 hours, like 30 hours at least. I do the stuff and maybe I need to wake up earlier. I don't know. So thank you for being with me this evening and see you tomorrow. I hope I will plan the stream earlier. Yeah. For European colleagues to visit us, not being sleepy at the night. See you guys. Ciao. Stay awesome. Bye-bye.